have not really talked, like I talked a little bit about Lauren Matthias, right? It's a lot of shit in that situation, right? As a creator, content creator, and whatnot. So something came to my attention. It was brought to my attention that difficult research. Okay, the woman who, she is also a victim of the Chad Daybell, Lori Vallow situation and whatnot, guys. She was victimized as well. Hidden True Crime struck a video of hers where she's showing JJ's face. It's like a home video, right? Hidden True Crime is claiming ownership of this family video. Now, as a content creator, when you're doing true crime stories, and if I'm interviewing a victim, her name is Kresha. She has a channel by the name of Difficult Research, right? And she was one of the ones that kind of came forward and spoke out publicly about her feelings regarding Lauren Matthias using her family for content and then striking her channel. When you're a creator, you're interviewing people and you're using other people's content. This is the risk that you kind of run when this happens. People are going to strike your channel. That's just how it's the way in which the rules are written. If I am doing a video and I use a piece of their content, they can strike me if I'm not using it under fair use. And under fair use can be criticism. Under fair use can be all kinds of things, right? Like that's how it is. But the problem here is that you're literally, Hidden True Crime has used this family for content for many, many years. They've opened the doors. They've allowed you to learn about their family life, their tragedy. You have monetized. You have built your empire based off of the tragedy, this case. If a victim comes to me and I've interviewed this victim and this victim says, "Hey, Rabbit, I know we did an interview. Can you please take down my interview? I'm really not feeling comfortable anymore for whatever reason." Am I losing money? Yes, I am. But the fact that I care about that victim, I'm going to put that victim before that, right? Because that's what it is. A lot of people start true crime channels because they want to, be a voice for the voiceless, whatever it may be, or they want to be able to make the victim feel like they're welcome to share their story. I never want to give a victim or the family or anything like that a bad experience. I really, really don't want to do that. I've had interviews that I have taken down that by my taking down, I take a hit, on my channel. That is something that does happen. Kresha shows some pictures and home videos of JJ, okay? And she's just showing them. So then the next thing you know, she receives what looks to be some kind of a legal notice about these family pictures belonging to the channel. What would I look like if I interview a victim and then that victim goes and she interviews with another channel, and then I decide to then strike that channel because you showed material here. You can't show it over there. You can only show it over here. And they're trying to bring awareness to this. You know what this reminds me of? And I'm going to be very honest. And some of y'all are not going to like that. This reminds me of what Jared Lysick did when he was striking people who were using his quote unquote content. And some of these people were people that were working under him at some point, and they were using his content, and then those people being there or not at that point. So it gives that it's the same thing that's happening here. You're giving her a legal notice to take down content that technically was pulled from her family. This is her blood, and you're striking it and you're calling it your own. And then the audacity to then say in your complaint, Kresha Goodwin from Difficult Research played our entire video on the YouTube channel. She didn't play the entire video. I saw that. She took our content, which we wrote, directed, and produced entirely on our own from our YouTube channel, Hidden True Crime, and played it on her own channel. It is identical to ours, except she talked out loud while streaming our video so that she could claim it's commentary, when in fact, it's not commentary and certainly not educational. That is her family. That is her blood. Those are pictures that she's showing. It further says The harm is that the viewers were watching the video on our channel rather than they were watching the video on the difficult research channel instead. Not only was the difficult research channel stealing our work, Kresha, using difficult research channel, was also encouraging hatred and spouting harmful and false narratives about hidden true crime. I was like, oh my God. But this is like, you're using their content. You used it for, and this was, I don't think it was like a recent video. The lady pulled out a video that is of her family and she's airing it out there, and then here you come striking her channel. To me, that is no different than what AWP did to a lot of creators. What Jared like you're no different than that, honestly. When it came to that move, that was not okay. I was wondering why people are mad at Lauren. Well, Susan, that's a good reason. That's a good reason. If I interview a victim and I use their footage, and then that victim starts a YouTube channel, and then they decide to show the footage that I've used on my channel, and that footage is family pictures, why would I go and strike that woman, that victim, that channel, because it's my property and it's my content, when it's literally the footage that is theirs? So in the legal sense, I get it. Technically, sure, you could say that what's a business move, and she put out the content first, and it's only fair. It is literally a video of JJ Vallow, the victim of the crime, and she's sitting there showing it, and then she gets a strike, and that's so sad to see that. When something like that happens, you don't have to like that. That is beyond. I'd stop talking, right? Like I really, for some good reason, because it was just this whole situation is just crazy, right? And at the end of the day, when you do things like that, it never pays. It never ends well. When you've used this family for content for years and you've called yourself the expert on this case, on their family, and then you do this shit, this is next level. This is next level, man. To try to like that, that's crazy. It's never going to end well. It just doesn't. It doesn't, no matter what. You'll never be able to recuperate that part that people adored of hidden true crime. And I was one of those. I was a supporter. I was, and I'm not. I love the break. Didn't always agree with them, but I was a supporter and I shared them. You're never going to recuperate that part when you do shit like